Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for tuning in. This is your number one destination for World Cup 2026 match breakdowns and highlights. So hit that subscribe button right now and let's get into it, because we have a fascinating story to tell from Dallas, Texas. Japan and Sweden played out a dramatic 1-1 draw at Dallas Stadium on Thursday in their final Group F clash. And this single point each, was enough to send both nations into the knockout rounds of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Sweden, on the other hand, had been through an absolute roller coaster of a World Cup campaign. Under new manager Graham Potter, the former Chelsea boss who was brought in last October after Jon Dahl Tomasson was sacked, with Sweden sitting bottom of their qualifying group. The Blågult had experienced the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. They had absolutely battered Tunisia 5-1 in their opening match, and for a brief moment, it looked like Sweden might be one of the dark horses of the tournament. But then came the Netherlands, and a crushing 1-5 defeat that brought everyone back down to earth very quickly. 3 points, 0 goal difference. Sweden knew that only a win tonight would guarantee their qualification, and with Victor Gyökeres of Sporting CP and Alexander Isak of Newcastle United as their striking partnership, they absolutely had the firepower to get it. Two of the most dangerous forwards in world football, starting together, knowing that their World Cup lives were on the line. The stage was set for something special. The first half at Dallas Stadium was honestly a cautious, nervy affair. Two teams with so much to play for, neither willing to open themselves up and take risks. Sweden created the first real chance of the game when Alexander Bernhardsson forced goalkeeper Zion Suzuki into an early save, but Japan quickly took control and began to show exactly why they had been so impressive throughout this tournament. Daisen Maeda, the tireless Celtic forward who had been left out of Japan's second match against Tunisia, was absolutely everywhere in the first half, running channels, pressing defenders, making Sweden's backline deeply uncomfortable. In the 22nd minute, he even got his head to a cross, but directed it over the bar. And the second half was a completely different story. Japan came out with instant energy and intent, and within 11 minutes of the restart, the deadlock was broken. Minute 56. Ritsadone, one of the most technically gifted players in this Japanese squad, slipped an inch-perfect pass in behind the entire Swedish defense, and there was Daisen Maeda, arriving right on time, settling the ball brilliantly with his left foot before slotting it calmly past Zetterstrom with his right foot. 1-0 to Japan. Dallas Stadium erupted, the samurai blue and absolutely going wild, and Maeda sprinted away in pure joy. This was his second goal at a World Cup, and what a moment to score it. Japan were ahead, and if the results stayed like this, they were going to the round of 32 as group runners-up. But Sweden, with Gyökeres, Isak, and Elanga on the pitch, were never going to go down without an almighty fight. And just 6 minutes later, the answer came. Minute 62. Anthony Elanga received the ball out wide, drove forward with real confidence, and then, from nearly 29 meters out, curled a stunning left-footed cross shot that dipped, bent, and flew past a completely helpless Zion Suzuki before the Japanese goalkeeper even had time to react. 1-1. What a goal! An absolute world-class finish from the Newcastle United winger, his second goal of the entire tournament, and one that had the Swedish supporters The final half hour was frantic, breathless, and genuinely gripping. Sweden sensed their opportunity and came after Japan with everything they had. In the 65th minute, Alexander Isak, one of the deadliest finishers in the Premier League, got onto the ball and unleashed a fierce strike from the edge of the box. But Zion Suzuki threw himself to his left and made an absolutely outstanding save to keep Japan level. That save was enormous. Then in the 83rd minute, Japan had a golden chance of their own. Koki Ogawa received a perfectly weighted cross from Daichi Kamada, but scooped his effort over the bar when he really should have tested the goalkeeper. The tension inside Dallas Stadium was almost unbearable. And then, in the dying seconds of stoppage time, Sweden had two chances to win the match and break Japanese hearts completely. Elanga drove into the box and was denied brilliantly by Suzuki. And then from the resulting corner, Alexander Isak rose highest and crashed a header against the crossbar. The bar. Japan could barely breathe. And then the final whistle came, and the Japanese players collapsed to the ground in sheer relief and joy. Full time, Japan won, Sweden won. And what a result it is for both of these nations. Japan finish as runners-up in Group F and go into the round of 32 to face Brazil. Yes, Brazil, in Houston, Texas. What an absolutely enormous test that is going to be. Sweden advance as a third-place team and will likely face France in the knockouts, which is another truly frightening proposition. But both nations deserve enormous credit for what they produced tonight and throughout this group stage. Japan have now gone unbeaten through a World Cup group stage for only the second time in their history, and with 10 different players directly involved in goals this tournament, joint most in the entire competition. Hajime Moriyasu has built something genuinely special. And Zion Suzuki, the goalkeeper who looked shaky when Alanga's goal flew past him, redeemed himself completely with those crucial late saves, and will be the name on everyone's lips coming out of Dallas tonight. For Sweden, Anthony Elanga has been nothing short of sensational on this stage. 2 goals in 2 World Cup matches from a player who has scored just 3 times in 49 Premier League games for Newcastle. The World Cup stage has brought something extraordinary out of him, and Graham Potter will be absolutely thrilled. And with Gyökeres and Isak still hunting for their first goals of the tournament, Sweden's attack has barely even got started yet, and that should terrify whoever faces them next. The 2026 World Cup knockout rounds are going to be absolutely electric. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, share this video with all your football-loving friends. Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our World Cup content. I will see you in the next one. Let's go.